What's up, everybody? I'm J Kid, and this is Splash Bros Morning Show. Time to punch a bitch voice in the dick. So I had some technical difficulties. I am one episode behind. I've got Monday and Tuesday's episode up. I got them up yesterday, so we are missing Wednesday, which is fine. We'll get back on track today, so we're all good. I tried to upload multiple times. It wouldn't work. I was trying to render the video and it wouldn't render. It kept failing on me. So I don't know what was going on. I finally just switched programs, did it the hard way, got it to work, but I got them up. So that's where I've been the past few days. I hope everybody's doing well. I know there's a lot of craziness going on in this world. A lot of crazy shit. But there are a lot of positives that are going to come out of this too. So interest rates are going to be at astronomical lows. We're going to have mortgage rates back to normal. Rent's probably going to drop. We've got commercial property is probably going to drop in price. I think the US dollar's gone. I'm pretty sure it's gone. The government's starting to try out their new cryptocurrency. I'm pretty sure the US dollar's gone. So I had to adjust a couple of my plans. I know I was talking, I was like, it doesn't matter what happens, I'll make $1 million. Well, that's not going to mean shit if it's worthless, so I'm going to make $1 million of something, whatever we got going. But there's a lot of good that's going to come out of this. People are going to we're going to be more loving. People are going to be more caring towards their neighbor. We're not going to worry about ourselves as much, hopefully. And I think we're going to lose a lot of people too, though, which is good and bad. Pretty sure I'll lose someone in my family, so it's not like I'm sitting here thinking that I'm not going to be touched. I could die too, who knows? It is what it is, you know? I'm not really too worried about that. I don't fear death. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. Like, the only part that I do fear is missing my son, or my son missing me. I don't want to go while he's young. That's my only thing that I don't want to happen. I know I have no choice, though. It's not up to me. But if I can do anything, I don't want to go while he's super young. I want him to be at least in his teens to 20s so he can at least have those memories. I don't know, he's my little buddy, so hopefully I don't. Hopefully no one in my family does. Hopefully no one in your family does. Hopefully you don't. But we got to look at the reality of the situation. Most likely we're going to lose a good 10% of our population, which may or may not have been the plan in the first place. I don't know. If you want to know more about it, look up who owns the patent to COVID and look up who threw a test simulation with the world leaders a few months back before all this happened. So this was definitely strategically planned. It's just what the plan was for, I am not aware of. I thought at first it was population control, but I feel like the rate of death would be a lot higher. 3,000 people isn't that much so far. Unless this is going to go for an entire year or two, the rate doesn't seem as much. It might be the distraction from all that's going on with Spygate. If you guys don't know, everybody involved in trying to look up the Russian collusion, Obama, Clinton, heads of state, all kinds of huge high-up people are getting investigated. They're going down. Everybody that talks about it, the Epic Times. If you don't know about the Epic Times, it's an actual newspaper that tells the news. They have no affiliate with either party. They don't give a shit about none of that. They just tell the news how it is, to the point where their Chinese facility got torched. Like, they're all about the real news. And if you look them up, you can look up the story. Like, everybody's going down. It makes Watergate look like it was nothing. It's one of the biggest scandals of in American history. It's insane. So a lot of huge people are about to go down. The Epstein Island shit, if you guys aren't aware, Epstein had an island where he basically ran a pedo farm. There's a ton of these high up elites that do satanic worship. Like it's not even satanic, it's Saturn worship. If you look up the black cube of Saturn, you'll find it in the UN, in their meditation room where they pray to the God of everything. You'll find it in movies. You'll find it all over the place. The black cube of Saturn, that's what Freemasons are all about. That's why they mark all their voting lists with black cubes. Like, the whole shit, I went way too deep. But I feel like this has been planned to get us not looking at that. All these pedos are going down. All of them. And if they don't stop Trump, if they don't stop fucking the Republicans doing their investigation, then they're fucked. And I know everybody hates Trump. I don't know why, to be honest. I've done a lot of research. I have no idea why. Like, if you know what's really going on, then you realize, like, oh, okay, this guy's actually fighting. Dude likes hot women, cigars, and liquor. The last administration loved transgenders, children, and everything else. Like, no, nothing against transgenders or anything. Fucking all more power to you. I could care less as long as you're cool. Don't be an asshole about it. But that's what they were about. There's so much evidence to all of this shit, which drives me nuts. If people are willing to believe in God, which I believe in the higher power, there is God, there are God, not sure, I just know there is higher power up. I know there's guides, guardian angels, whatever you want to call it. But if you're able to believe in the story of Noah and the Virgin Mary birth, all of that shit, and you can't believe in things where there's concrete evidence in front of your face, I don't know how to fuck with you. I get most people don't want to listen to it because it's scary as fuck. Like, you've got to have a strong mind to go deep and not freak the fuck out. Especially with all the evidence now. That's another thing I think they're fucking with us. Like, everybody is starting to wake up. We're starting to see their corruption. We're starting to see their lies. We're starting to see the bullshit. We're starting to see all these fucking pedos in Hollywood and in our government everywhere. We're seeing that Epstein fucking ran an island, supposedly died. His bank account started back up. His private jet went from its location to Antarctica. Another thing, looking at Antarctica. Like, there's so much crazy shit. If you look into how many people have traveled to Antarctica, like, say after World War II, things like that. And if you look at the fact that there's a part of the map in Antarctica, if you look at it, it's always blacked out. It's always blacked out. So, a lot of crazy shit. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, this dude's just a conspiracy theorist. That's why I tried not to talk about it. But I feel like if I don't talk about it, I'm a coward. I was watching something, and the reason I didn't want to talk about it was because I didn't want to get people looking at me. But if that's the reason I don't tell people, then I'm a coward. So I got to spread it. Got to let people know. There's a lot of crazy shit in this world. There's a lot of evil in this world that hides in plain sight. Like, going back to the black cube of Saturn, look up the black cube of Saturn and then look up the Black Mamba logo. Like, look up Bohemian Grove. All of that, people thought they were worshiping Satan. Turns out it's Saturn. That's where the word Satan comes from. All of our religion is based around this shit. It's so crazy. I went so deep. So fucking deep. It was nuts. Spent a good day and a half just diving. I saw some crazy ass shit. I learned about so much crazy shit. Like, it's insane. Once you start diving and you start looking for shit, it's crazy what you can find. If you want any of the links, you want to see some of the proof, like, I saw video evidence. I do video. There's no way, like the whole. If you haven't looked up, look up reptilian eyes caught on camera. That shit trips me out. Like, I was just watching it thinking, oh, this is weird. And then, what the fuck? What the fuck? Just, yeah, YouTube, reptilian eyes caught on camera. All the way back to Bush Sr. It's so fucking crazy. And it's not like a light trick that I personally know about, but their eyes literally go from being normal to a lizard. It's fucking crazy. It's a trip. It's a trip. So, my plan, understand that there's other shit on this plane, which I've already known because I've dove deep in hallucinogens. I've taken hero doses, I've traveled dimensions, I've talked to my guides, I've spoken without speaking, I've had full-on conversations with my girlfriend at the time. Neither of us opened our mouth. Like, so I've seen everything. I've seen the dawn of time. Like, I floated in nothingness. I watched the earth come at me. I watched the dinosaurs roam. Like, I've seen some crazy shit due to hero doses of LSD. Like, I can't wait to do some ayahuasca and dive even deeper. Some DMT. That's the shit. That's when you are able to accept the things that sound crazy. Because you've seen it. Like, your mind is one of the most powerful things I've ever experienced. Like, I feel like all of this is just a projection of our minds. We probably don't even have bodies. We don't have none of this shit. Like, it's just a projection of our mind, our consciousness. And people that are like, no, when you die, it's just black. I don't see that because black is a color. Well, it's the absence of color. So, I mean, you'd still be present. A lot of that shit, I don't know. I've been watching this show called American Gods, and one of the people dies, and she goes, and she's talking to the Reaper, basically. And she's like, so where am I going? And he tells her, you didn't believe in anything in life, so you will get complete darkness. She asks him, will I be at peace? You will be in complete darkness, is what he says. So maybe it is what we believe. I try to look at these videos, these movies, these shows, and try to pick out what I can. Personally, I feel like it's people that have their eye open, that are trying to tell us, and it's just a giant game. Like, everything that happens is told to us beforehand. The whole Kobe thing, if you look at Tom Hanks' Instagram right before Kobe died, if you look at the Mr. Peanut commercial, there's a bunch of shit. The Grammys, like, every year at the Grammys, someone gets sacrificed. It's just the way it works. So, that's the world we live in. Honestly, I'm going to have to double check what I just said about the Grammys, because if someone didn't die one year at the Grammys, I'm going to be like, fuck, I'm an idiot. So, don't take what I just said to heart until you do your own research. Prove me wrong if I'm wrong. Prove me right if I'm right. But don't just follow it. You always got to look shit up. Always look shit up. That's what used to crack me up when I'd post all crazy on Facebook, is people would come at me like I really believed the shit I posted when I didn't even read none of it. The only time you can tell if I'm serious about something is if I start typing. If I just share something, I didn't read it, I read the title, it sounded cool, I thought people would think it's cool. If I type about it, that means I read. If I've got something to say, that means I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Most of the time. Not all the time. I'm still working on that. I used to be very confident about the dumb shit I say, to where people believe me. They're, oh shit, he's super confident about it, he must be right. So always double check. Even if I think I'm right, double check. Do your own research. Look into the black cube of Saturn. Look into who owns the patent to COVID. Look into who held a simulation months before. The same person owns the patent. So, look into reptilian eyes caught on tape. That shit's nuts. Look into Antarctica. Shit, look into if you're bored and you're into this type of shit, the Hollow Earth, that's one of my favorite ones. That's the one I honestly do believe in that one. I'm not gonna lie, I do believe in that one. Um, Look at the Time Before the Moon. That one trips me out too. I think I believe. I mean, I have to because the math is there. So when the math is there, it's fucking nuts. Yeah. So look into the Time Before the Moon. Shit, look into how everything on this planet is mathematically perfect. This most likely this is all a simulation. That we're just here to be who we're supposed to be. So I feel like reincarnation, we live on this planet and we are supposed to figure out what we are supposed to figure out. I don't know exactly what that is. Don't kill, don't steal, don't have ego, love each other, fucking put people above yourself, things like that. And I think we're supposed to live this. And then once we finally get to that point, then we can move on. Until then, we just keep coming back. You died an asshole? Well, guess what? You're waking up a baby, bro. Like, you didn't give a shit about fucking anybody's life but your own. You're waking up a baby. You decided that you were more important than every other living life, so you squished bugs, you fucking sprayed everybody, you did this, you fucking ate meat, you didn't give a shit. You're like, nah, that's what they're here for. Or, it's just a bug. It's just a small little bug. Every life is precious, no matter how big or small. Pretty sure that's from Horton Hears a Who. Love that shit. I heard that and it stayed with me. But, yeah, I think that's what we're here for. We're just living this simulation to make sure that we're not pieces of shit. And once they find out that we're not pieces of shit, then we get to move on. I don't know what they is, God, if that's what you want. Jesus. I mean, whatever you believe in, I'm all for it. Believe whatever you need to believe in, just be a good person due to it. That's one thing that I never liked about, like, Christianity. They say it doesn't matter how good of a person you are, if you don't accept Jesus Christ, then you're going to hell. So you could save children, give all your money away, do all this shit, but if you're like, nah, I don't believe in God, they're all, well, fuck you, buddy. Get your ass to hell, son of a bitch. Fuck. You believe that asshole helping all those kids and shit, and he don't believe in God? What a fucktard. Like, I don't believe that. I don't think that's the case. I really don't. I don't know. I feel like we're just supposed to be good. Maybe we are supposed to have faith. I believe in God, gods, guides, all that shit. So, I feel like I'm good. I just don't know if you have to. I don't know if you have to believe in gods or God. Just be a good person. I mean, if you not believing makes you a better person, maybe when you die and you get to that spot, they're like, surprise, motherfucker! You thought we weren't real, bitch? What's up? Like, could be. And from all of my personal experience, every guide I've ever talked to, they are fucking sarcastic assholes. It is the funniest shit I've ever been a part of. Like, one time, me and my girl, before we broke up, we had this crazy trip where we were watching Bob's Burgers, and then everything disappeared but the TV screen, and they were like, we were told we were breaking up, so we're both crying and shit. And there's the kids, Luis, fucking Jean, and shit, I forgot her name, Tina, and they're all on the screen like looking at us, and Luis is all, geez, I remember my first breakup, as we're crying and shit. And Tina's all, you stop it, they're fucking sad. And Jean's all, like, they're just basically talking shit the whole time. On the screen as we're just sitting in this nothingness void, basically. It was one of the craziest things. But every time I've ever dealt with anything like that, they're always sarcastic. So either that's my internal thing doing that, and that's what I'm seeing, or that's just how it is. I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is I've gone to tons of different places just using my mind, sitting at home. I've floated through space. Like, I've traveled dimensions. I've seen different versions of myself working while I was just chilling. So, I don't know. I don't know. I just know there's something more. There's something way more out there. So whatever you need to believe in it. Again, if you want to look up all that shit that I told you about, let me know. I can post links. I can do all that. Other than that, this has gone on pretty long, which is funny because I sat down not knowing what to talk about. That's usually how it works. But I appreciate everybody. I love you all. I've got to figure out what I'm doing today. I'm not sure exactly. This corona thing has switched up a few things, so I'm switching up how I'm going about things. But let me know what you guys got to do. Let me know what your goals are, how you're surviving, what your plans are for if this continues. It's supposed to go until the 30th of April, so let me know how you guys are getting through this. I'm Jay Kidd. I love you guys. Splash Bros Morning Show.